Hello everybody and welcome to yet another match in the Invitational Qualifiers for the ANZ region. Joining me here is Cthulhu. Cthulhu, how are you going? Cthulhu is yet to get here, but he will be here shortly. We have a very exciting match coming up. Hey Cthulhu, how's it going?
Pretty good. I'm really excited for the match. Sorry, I had a bit of a tech issue.
Yeah, tech issues all around as usual, but we're plowing our way through it, doing incredibly well. I'm really excited for this particular matchup. Why don't you tell us a little bit about how these teams have gotten to where they are now?
Right. So we have a quite exciting match, to be honest. We have Elimination, which are up until now, I'd say, are the underdogs for this matchup. But they had a very confident plow through the whole loser bracket, beating teams like Taboo, Dead Set, Tahit, that were quite dominant within the off season. And now they're versing their big challenge.
Yeah, Onyxian definitely coming out as the underdogs here. A team that's kind of taken everyone by surprise, come out of nowhere, and is now going to be tackling one of the top teams in Australia. We have three great giants in the ANZ region: Corvidae, Atletico, and Mindfreak. And Corvidae being one of those has been the only one of those actually having been to both of our LAN events. So, you know, Onyxian really does have their work cut out for them.
Yeah, but I'm actually expecting a really interesting match, because if Onyxian gonna perform the same way that they did before throughout the loser bracket, they do have I'd say a chance to actually, at the very least, give Corvidae a run for their reputation.
Yeah, our maps we will be playing today are Border, Chalet, Coastline. Really interesting that we're not seeing Oregon creep through there. Both of these teams absolutely love Oregon.
I would actually contradict to that. Corvidae were rather shaky on Oregon when they were versing Mindfreak. But at the same time, yes, both of the teams have good strats, and both of the teams have been preparing for Oregon for a fair while. But to be honest, I'm actually surprised seeing Coastline coming out.
I know a lot of the Onyxian lads, and Coastline is one of their preferred maps, but I have been talking to them, and I know that they've had a little bit of trouble finding people to scrim on that map. So, you know, it's a little bit of those a surprise map coming out. I will be curious to see how Corvidae deals with it. Obviously, Corvidae have been a long-time lover of this map, but nonetheless, we are going to get straight on into the match coming up right now for you. Starting, of course, on Border.
With Border, I'd like to point out that it is one of Corvidae's big maps. They do like their pushes. They do like the being aggressive with those pushes, and just straight away we're already seeing Cursed picking Vigil, which is a surprise pick to say at the very least.
Yeah, of course, the new operators are allowed now, as they have been released to the public, not just the owners of the Season Pass. So this is really going to be interesting. Unfortunately, we are going to be having a rehost straight up due to a bug with one of Wild's operators. So unfortunate for that, but it's all right. We just get a little bit more time to do some pre-stream talking.
Yep, exactly that. And I'd like to also point out, so with Border, I did watch Corvidae scrim recently as well, and their push towards archives and armory is absolutely amazing. They are able to keep pressuring the same point from so many angles that you wouldn't even expect them to hold it.
Yeah.
Like you would have, especially their adaptation of Ying. Ying for them has become one of the biggest assets for their big aggressive pushes, because with all of her smoke grenades, all of her Candela charges, you could go pretty much, you can waltz into the objective and just go for the plant. That is if there won't be a smoke behind the mirror.
Yeah, and Corvidae are a team that's really known for just looking at something and saying, look, let's do this the simple way. We don't need to overthink this. We know we can take these gunfights, doing things like bringing breaching charges and just hot breaching into objectives and these kind of things, which you think, oh, is this, you know, silver? Is this just a ranked game? But it works. And don't underestimate Corvidae for their ability to read into a situation and then go back to the basics, do a smoke and ying plant, do a hop breach. These kind of things it just like it really accentuates their ability to go in and get their refrags and win their gunfights.
Yeah, and it's being quite interesting watching them how Corvidae has been kind of evolving with all the new operators coming in. I'm actually quite curious if they will be utilizing a whole lot of new white noise operators for border, because with the introduction of Zephyr, you have so much more breaching potentially. So you have so much more kind of even rushing potential, where you can blast open the wall and just straight up spam those concussion grenades, just get the defenders off their point. Or even Dokkaebi, who can be used to just get the quick drop on the defenders with all the phones. Yeah. So there's so much more potential to it.
Well, I was really surprised that straight up we saw Cursed Wings from Onyxian picking a Vigil in the very first round, which of course didn't get played out. But I'm wondering whether we're going to see that again. Vigil, in many people's eyes, is actually the least competitive and the least viable of all of the operators. So. Of all of the new operators. So I'm surprised that it's that one that we're seeing first. Zofia is largely regarded to be the one that people are going to pick. Obviously, she's got a fantastic gun. She's a 2-speed. She's pretty good. She's got a fantastic amount of utility. It's basically like having Ash's utility, but then on top of it, having all these concussion mines that you can fling through the air. So, I mean, I'm pretty certain we're going to see some Zofia. And Dokkaebi is probably the one that we're least likely to see, in my opinion, as it is very niche pick. You have to have a plan for it, and particularly on a map like Border, whereas there aren't a lot of spots for roamers to sit and you not know about them on Border. Border's a very easy map to drone out and then call it, whereas Dokkaebi is very useful when there are people in little hidey cubbies that you want to ring their phones. I don't think it's that's gonna work too well.
I'd say we could probably see it on Coastline in case we will be going into map 3. And I do fully agree with you on the niche pick of Dokkaebi. I would love to see how Zephyr would be played out, especially I'd say Zephyr maybe Ying pushes. That would be probably the absolute madness and nightmare for the defenders. Because getting concussed while getting blinded, while getting pushed and absolutely pretty much destroyed, like you don't have any escape from that other than the Jaeger charges.
Yes, and I think Jaeger is not despite losing his ACOG, he's a slightly worse fragger now, but he shouldn't be underestimated in terms of his utility, especially on a map like Border. Still very useful on Border.
Yeah. So I'm very, very curious how both Onyxian will be able to respond to the Corvidae aggression, and especially with how Corvidae got Shinbagel introduced and how he was playing like a very aggressive kind of pusher role. I'm very curious of the result. Like, will Onyxian be pretty much toppled down and shut down by Corvidae, or will Onyxian be able to show a massive challenge to Corvidae? While being the underdog. Like, I'd say, even if that would be a 2-1 loss for Onyxian, that would still be a great feat, in my opinion. What do you reckon, Dev?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty close to call. I do think, just from the track record, that Corvidae will come out on top. But I'm prepared to be surprised. I'm prepared to not call it yet. Border, I mean, the maps that we've got here, what is it? Border, Chalet, Coastline. I know for a fact that Onyxian are quite big fans of Chalet and, like I said, Coastline. However, Corvidae are fantastic on Coastline, and they're really good on a lot of maps. Chalet, I believe during the Pro League season, they took an enormous victory over Mindfreak on Chalet. I think it was a 5-0 or a 5-1, so... Corvidae are very strong on Chalet as well. Border is a map that I think could probably go either way. I'm just really curious to get into the match and see what actually happens, because we can speculate all day and it's going to come down to the individual plays, to the refrags, to these coordinated pushes, and that's something that I really think Corvidae have the upper hand on, having been as a team working together for a lot longer.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with you. But at the same time, before we will start, I would like to point out that do keep an eye out, everyone, at Vast. Throughout off-season, I did see him go absolutely nutty. And so I reckon if there will be Clutchmeisters within Anixian, I'd call on Vast at the very least.
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of good players on both of these teams. Shinbagel, for example, the newest addition to the Corvidae roster, is absolutely nutty player, having used to play for what was known as Tide, and then known as Cryptic in the Southeast Asia, Seed 1 Southeast Asia. Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of good players, especially Cursed Wings, who has picked the Vigil once again, is going to be starting up here. I'm curious to see how this is going to go, but it is Vents and Workshop that's going to be picked first. A nice little kind of curveball thrown into the mix from a Nixian.
Yeah, and I would say that it would be pretty interesting to watch Curse to play on Vigil for this one. I'm curious how his utility would be used, because Vigil has a really nice weaponry choice, and the only problem is that his ability is very niche, like Kavera's. But at the same time, he could evade the droning a bit.
Yeah, it does look like we are going to have Curse perhaps trying to disrupt some of the detention push. This is a very common spot to rush. Attackers will rush through here and open up this wall right here. I call this Ash Wall. And it gives you a line of sight all the way into the A bomb site. We are going to have to see how this pans out, though, as Curse does head upstairs to defend alongside God Legion and Vast. We're going to have Jack Daddy on the Thatcher, bringing that little bit of extra support. I like this. You can see they're definitely expecting to have an upstairs attack, bringing Thatcher, Thermite, Buck. All these things are typically upstairs, used for upstairs. That said, it's going to translate fairly easily to a downstairs attack as well. Ooh, here you see Vigil is going to be disrupting Wildman's drone. And there you go, they found him because he did try and shoot the drone. Perhaps this... typically what you do as a Vigil, you sit in an unpredictable spot and they can't drone you so that you get a leg up, but he's sitting in predictable spots. I think we'll see whether he actually manages to make this work.
He is getting constantly tagged by those drones, so yep, that will be the end of it.
A nice frag from Jack Daddy takes off Cursed within 1 minute, and that is the Vigil going down. The Vigil's ability did not prevent him from being droned at all. Meanwhile, Fletcher's going to be opening up the East Archives walls.
Yeah, and it did seem that it was a very, very awkward spot for Curse to hold as a Vigil. Like, the moment that he shot, he should have bailed out of there. He should have, or at the very least, waited till the cooldown, no clothes, and like just get out of there as soon as possible.
Jack Daddy gets himself a second frag now coming out, and Shinbagel is going to be trying to push onto both Vast and that is God Legion sitting on the upstairs, but they both decide to default back onto site, trying to waste as much time as possible and then get out with their lives. It does look like we're going to see an east southeast push coming out here. Wildman drones out Legion, and Warden as well drones out Legion, so Legion's going to have to go all the way back to site, but there we have it. Broods picks up the first kill for his team with a nice C4 onto Fletch.
And that is the one. That is actually Thermite down. So now they don't really have a whole lot of the reinforcements breaches. Oof. Wildman already busting open the Candela charges.
Wild is going to be using these Candelas to their fullest effect, but then Vast manages to take him down. Meanwhile, Jack Daddy finds a third kill for himself. He's the only one for his team picking up any of these frags. And playing a Thatcher at that. Is this some NVK kind of action we're seeing? But meanwhile, Shinbagel has been injured from above the hatch, so Jack Daddy will be taking his time to pick him up. Still a 3v2 though, numbers advantage is still in favor of Corvidae.
And with only 30 seconds on the clock, Corvidae will need to start making their moves. So far, Vast seem to be holding it down really nicely, and God Legion rotating back could provide some good cover as well.
Vast and Legion are both very, very strong fraggers, and look, Corvidae are just wasting their time. Shinbagel is going to be heading all the way in there. They're going to have to start getting the plant down, but then the C4 comes out from Vast, and God Legion managed to take down Shinbagel. It's now all up to Warden and Jack Daddy. Jack Daddy's about to get taken out here by Legion, and now Warden tries to start planting, but Vast finishes him off, and that is the first round. A pretty nice win there, a 2v5 hold, I believe that was.
Yeah, that was very nicely played out, both by Vast and God Legion. Those frags were just absolutely nuts, and the fact that God Legion managed to outpeak Shinbagel in that situation where I feel Shinbagel had more of an advantage, that actually is pretty well played, I'd say. Absolutely.
Of course, we did have Shinbagel a little bit distracted by that Valkyrie throwing out the C4, but nonetheless, God Legion did get the frag, and that is down now onto the second round. Look at that for Corvidae. Jack Daddy doing some work. Unfortunately, no one else being able to pick up those frags, though.
Yeah, that was... Jack Dad made an absolute cracker of a job while pushing the upstairs and getting the kills, but that wasn't just unfortunately enough for Corvidae to win that round, as Vast and God Legion just pretty much shut down the whole potential for that push.
Something a bit unusual we're seeing coming out from Wild. We've got Echo with the Supernova. Echoes would be enough of an interesting pick to talk about on this map, but you know, he's picking the Supernova as well, and no smoke. So it looks like, you know, that the Echo is going to be basically being the smoke. I don't know if that's going to be as effective as a smoke, just for plant denial.
It does feel to me that this could actually be the CCTV hold as well. So they would hold CCTV, get the crossfire as well onto the east stairs, and after that just keep continuously denying the push onto the armory. Yeah. So as long as they're able to keep control of the CCTV, that will be good.
Vast managed to get the first kill down onto Shinbagel. I'm not sure whether that was a spawn pick. Yeah, that was a run out there, and he gets punished for it. Warden is going to be playing Doc inside the CCTV, doing a solo hold using this mirror all the way facing to east stairs. And as you can see, part of the fountain has been reinforced, part of it opened up. This gives Warden a nice sight line all the way into fountain. As you can see, Legion is peeking it, but decides better of it, as he is going to be coming up against Warden with an ACOG.
Yeah, as well as the fact that Warden is on Dock, so in case Warden will get tagged up, he can easily get himself back up to 100.
Exactly. With 1 minute down, we are going to be seeing, there's no denying it, we are going to have Anixion doing a push into Archives. Vast considering opening up that wall with a breaching charge. Not bringing a Claymore on board, interesting, but I mean, if you can make the most of the breaching charges, then it'll be worth it for Vast here. There's no hold inside of Fountain. Of course, they are trying to deny this push using that CCTV mirror and likely that Echo drone.
Yeah, hopefully for them, they will be able to take out that Echo drone quickly enough, because Wildman is about to start making some work with it. Actually, never mind. That will be the rotation back to the main side.
So we can actually see Warden has actually completely defaulted out of CCTV in order to hold the long angle from this little half wall here. Cursewings does the nice little run-up jump and now makes it over onto the north balcony. That's going to give him a nice crossfire on anyone trying to rotate between the sites, and we can see three of the other Anixion players are going to be opening up into the Archive site. Jack Daddy's still playing aggressive in there, and he managed to get away from Cursed Wings while Legion is opening up from underneath. Does look like we actually might have Fletch going for a... Ooh, Curse finally finds Jack Daddy. Fletch playing aggressive here. He still has his C4. He can deny this plant with this angle. And Warden managed to find Cynics. That is the Thatcher gone down. But now Fletch has been droned out.
If Fletch will be able to get the right angle over here on the fountain, that will be a massive play for Corvidae, as the man advantage is in hand of Anixion.
Meanwhile, we have Vast getting injured and Brood's managing to get that refrag, finding the head of Warden. And then Fletch manages to find God Legion. Brood's is going to be going for the quick revive onto Vast. Fletch is still in this advantageous position, and Wildman still has his Echo Drone. And then Brood's falls. Fletch is doing some fantastic work for his team, and Wildman is just going to deny the Diffuser plant. This is fantastic work from Corvidae. Wild managed to lose his drone at the last second, but that was incredibly well played. Fantastic round.
And that's what I kept on talking. Corvidae will be playing very aggressive border. They like their aggressive plays, even on 3-speed operators.
Yes, 3
but
armor
it's
operators.
yeah. Yeah, 3 armor, 3 speed, 3 armor. Make it 3 speed, 3 armor as well, and have Ash's hitbox. That will be the ultimate win.
That's that. Everyone will be happy if that happens.
Yeah. And yeah, the only kind of safe play for Corvidae was that Warden was behind the mirror window playing as Doc. The rest was just pure aggression. Jack Dad was always playing aggressive, and Archives Mirror was always playing outside of Fountain with a popped open wall, and it was just continuously just pushing and pushing and pushing without letting go, letting Anixian to even try to rotate or to make another like correction.
Yeah, not to mention that, of course, we had Wildman doing some serious work with that Echo Drone. I really like that style of Echo Drone play. He was taking it all over the maps, whether it was officers pushing up the L long hallway, and just basically he was covering Fletcher's back, telling Fletch when the Twitch was peeking in the hallway, and then managed to still keep his drone alive all the way at the last second to deny the plant. Instead of just leaving it on the roof and letting it get thatched and taken down, I really like that style of play. And it's not something that I would actually expect so much from Wildman. I mean, when I think of Wildman, I think of running around with Valkyrie doing runouts. So yeah, it's really interesting change of playstyle.
It is a very odd change as well, yeah, because Fletch was usually seen playing on Echo within the past weekends, but at the same time, that was very well played, and yeah, it was a really odd switch up, but it worked out for them the best way possible.
Some excellent live droning coming out, getting Warden inside, and Warden getting into a position to try and deny this mirror inside of Fountain, and also trying to break up the floor of Archives, make the defenders a little bit less safe. But there is actually still a player inside, and Curse gets the run out and managed to take down Jack Daddy. They should have known he was in this corner. Jack Daddy wasn't prepared for that run out. I'm surprised.
Exactly, and that is the pretty much electronics killer down.
Oh, no way! Curse doesn't manage to see! Wildman was prone right there. Wild, you got very lucky there. And Curse did really screw that up, but he managed to get 2 kills with it and delay, you know, 1 minute and 10 seconds. That's definitely worth it. Shin finally gets inside. They could have easily flushed out Curse from that spot just by using a grenade from the skylight above, but of course that would have required Warden rotating all the way out, and they just weren't prepared for it. Wild will potentially be using these Candelas to disrupt the player inside of Fountain, who is now getting completely flashed. Oh no! Vast managed to cover the back of God Legion, and then Shinbagel finally finds the trade there. Warden managed to find Cynics. It's all up to God Legion. Last seen inside Fountain, injured currently. It's all up to Broods on site versus 2, but they don't necessarily know that God Legion has been injured. Warden and Shin are going to have to drone this out, exactly what Shinbagel's doing right now. They're trying to find the second player. Once they realize he's injured, this attack is going to get a lot more aggressive. Shinbagel, did you not see him right there? There you go. Warden finally finishes him off, and now it's a 2v1. They're going to call it out. Ooh, the C4 misses. Broods is going to be fluffing that one up a little bit, and it does look like Warden is going to be trying to get into the plant position. But if Shin's not covering, Broods could easily deny this plant. No, Warden managed... No, Warden pulls off it. They are playing really scared, but there's still 40 seconds. There's plenty of time. Shinbagel just can't find the head. Broods is going to be finishing this plant any moment, and now Corvidae can just fall back and play safe. Well, up to Broods to find these 2 players.
Broods seemed to have been very concentrated on trying to get Shinbagel off his tail, and not enough. Oof, nicely done by Broods, and all up to just Warden to try to clutch this up. Warden has a really actually nice angle from below, so if Broods won't be able to notice it, he is in a big danger.
Yeah, that was very close. Broods was actually looking really good there. Managed to find Shin, which I had not expected. That pre-fire was perfect. I do wonder whether there was a Valkyrie camera on him and a teammate calling, he's prone in the doorway, just pre-fire that. But nonetheless, that was a win for Warden, clutching that one out, but very, very close there. That round was a lot more close for Comfort than I'm sure Corvidae wanted.
Yeah, and look at the scoring so far. Warden going fairly big with 4 kills and clutching the last round. Fletch and Jack Daddy with 2 and 3 kills respectively. Shinbagel and Wildman still on 1 kill. Meanwhile, Vast being the top fragger, and then following up with God Legion, Broods, and Cursed Wings with 2, 3, 3 kills. And so far, Cenix sitting on that sweet, sweet donut.
Yeah, we all love a little bit of donuts, don't we?
Yeah, absolutely love them.
We are going to be finally seeing Corvidae attempt their vents defenses. They did successfully defend the top floor. Interesting that we had Corvidae successfully defend top floor, and we had Nixon successfully defend the bottom floor. Ooh, another thing that's interesting, we're seeing the complete reinforcing of bathroom. This kind of fell out of meta for a while once people realized that if you push in through here, you can just thermite this wall, and it's a fairly easy take. And so we kind of saw the castle barricade on here and then the rotate hole here, which also lets you deny the hatch a little bit. But we're not seeing that from Corvidae. Corvidae deciding to go a little bit more basic. And I'm expecting we're going to see some nutty plays. Oh, Shin Bagel. Can he find one? He sees one. Can he find the head? He doesn't. A little bit of potato. Oh, really unfortunate. Poor Shin Bagel. He gets completely punished that one. He should have just headed back inside as soon as he did that. 60 damage onto Broods. Should have just headed back. And you can see Vast is going to be opening up the hole I was talking about earlier, which gives him a sight line all the way into sight. Wildman back on that Valkyrie.
I think Vast has just... Yeah, he will be seen by, I believe, God Legion. That is some quality droning coming from Vast and God Legion. That kind of explosive duo for Nixian so far. And taking down Shin Bagel, who is that, like, really aggressive, supposed to be that really aggressive fragger. They get him shut down straight away, but at the same time, it's a slight bit of luck. Like, if Shin Bagel did not potato, that would have been big for Corvidae. They would have been able to score that double kill, and that is all she wrote.
Yeah, you can't always blame a player for a little bit of potato, but I think one thing that would have been really helped is if he had decided to back off then. Warden getting really aggressive here. God Legion's probably completely unaware. Just going to be holding off the other side. And I think that Warden is going to get this flank off successfully. He takes down God Legion, and now he's going to be... Vast turns around. Fletch finds Curse Wings, but then we have now a 2v3. Jack Daddy only on a sliver of health in sight. The Diffuser is down inside of Vents, which means that they can't rotate to the other side push. Fletch still has control of above. This is why you can't just do a Vents push. You have to flush out above, and there's been no pressure onto it, so Fletch has managed to get away with completely denying this. It's really interesting. I'm really surprised that Anixian aren't trying to counter the top floor at all by pushing it above.
It feels that maybe they were not maybe prepared for that, or they tried to emphasize rather on a push into the workshop, but it doesn't look like Thatcher is able. Yep, Thatcher will be able to actually pick it up, but Sinix runs straight into the sights of Jack Daddy.
Vast picks up one now. It's all a 2-on-1 with a lot of time left. Vast could very easily just back off into the second objective, and as we can hear, Fletch is going to be making some more holes above. But it's too late. They've already gotten in the site, and they're already preparing to plant the diffuser, and there's no hatch open. Fletch is going to have to do a complete retake.
Yeah, and Fletch so far has that kind of a health advantage. He is on full health compared to Vast, ever so slightly tagged up, I believe, and Broods on just about 20 health.
Ooh, Fletch managed to drop down. Broods pulls out the bearing 9, but then a really nice coordination there as Broods and Vast peak at the same time. Take down Fletch and bring this to a 2-2 scoreline.
Just like I mentioned, this does feel like Anixian will be able to give Corvidae a run for their reputation.
Absolutely.
This is actually really exciting at the moment, how both teams have those kind of distinct fraggers at the moment, and how this is just shaping up into a really, really close match so far.
Yeah, it's really interesting that we saw Corvidae are really strong on their upstairs, whether it's an attack or a defense, and Anixian are the same for their vents and workshop. They've managed to successfully defend this once and successfully attack it once. So I find that really interesting. Oh, almost suicided the drone there, mate. Once again, we are going to see Curse Wings completely reinforcing the detention wall. It's interesting. What we're seeing is Anixian are actually setting up to counter their own push. So what Curse Wings are doing right now, this counters the push that Anixian did. It's a little bit telling, really. And I wouldn't put it past Corvidae to do some mid-game adaptations to try and counter this push. I don't know, we'll just see how it goes.
Yeah, and so far, it does seem that it will be more of a meta kind of hold from Anixian. Broods on Pulse, that should be quite interesting to see, and Vast on the Valkyrie, that's pretty much the trademark at this point.
Yeah.
I'm curious. I'm curious how this will work out, and I'm curious how Rhodes could be playing this with Pulse.
Once again, a very aggressive top floor hold with 3 players, but Cursewings has traded off the Vigil now for an Ella and is not playing inside of Offices itself, is going to be playing in Archives. The exact same push coming out from Corvidae as last time. Last time they did manage to take down the Vigil with some successful droning, which shouldn't really happen on a Vigil, but oh well.
Yeah. What does seem kind of odd to me is that, yeah, Cursed is playing kind of an anchoring Ella, which is still a viable way to do it, and it's still a viable way to play it as her Ella mines. Ooh.
That was nutty, Curse. I think that was a one-tap onto Fletcher all the way out the window. That was nutty. And yeah, Fletcher says, nice shot. Really well done. And that is going to seriously stall this out as there is no more hard breach for Corvidae.
Yeah, and those reinforcements will be the slowdown for Corvidae, as they will need to just work around those kinds of just choke points.
Yeah, looks like Jack Daddy is keen to get some more frags on the exact same angle he got 1 or 2 from before, as they are going to see a waiting room lobby push in. Shinbagel's going to start getting aggressive into CCTV. Sorry, that is customs. And of course, meanwhile, we did actually have Broods drop from the game, so that's going to bring it to a 4-4 scoreline. 4-4. Oh, wow, Cynics is actually going to be smoking that out, but we didn't realize the plan actually went down. That's Wildman on the Ying. Wildman is injured and Flash. Cynics, it's now all up to God Legion as Cynics is injured. He's going to have to go for a flank and find 3 Corvidae players.
It's still...
Oh, no. Shinbagel should not have let that happen at all.
Ooh.
And look at this, Wildman is injured. It's now all up to Warden. He's going to go for the revive, but Wildman should have called that out. Wildman should have been able to see it, and now it's a 2-on-1.
It's all...
Oh, he's just going to nade the defuser. That's incredibly smart. He just has to hide now. Oh, that was very clever. There's no time for a defuse now. There you go. Well, very well played from Warden there. Honestly, though, Wildman really probably should have,
should have called it, yeah. But either way, it did work out the best way possible for Warden, as he was just able to quickly adapt to that and pop open that wall, get the grenade in, and just all he needed is to just pause to stall time, yeah. Which did lead to pretty much the proper win for Corvidae in that round. 3-2. It seems that it's at this point it's just a game of who will be able to make the least amount of mistakes during the pushes or the defense. Yeah, because both teams have really strong fraggers, and the strats seem to be working out fairly well as well. And yeah, just I guess at this point it's more of it's a game of who can either outgun or who can outsmart each other. Yeah,
absolutely. So,
and
what are you predicting now for the rest of the match? We have quite a bit to go.
With 3-2 for this match, I would still say that it's going to be a win to Corvidae, but I feel that this has a massive potential to go into overtime. I feel the overtime might be the way to go for this map, and I do feel also strongly, based on how so far NXN are performing, that this could be potentially a 2-1. Well, a 3-map game, pretty much, yeah.
Earlier in the bracket, we did see, I believe it was Anixian do really well on one particular map. I believe it was Oregon, but then I think this was versus Atletico, actually. They did really well on Oregon, but then they got kind of stomped on the rest of the maps. So I don't know, it'll be interesting to see how this works out.
Yeah, and with the map pool itself, I mean, Border is pretty much seems to be the good grounds for both Anixian and Corvidae. Chalet, I haven't seen actually. Oh wait, I did see Anixian play on Chalet. They actually pulled off some incredible stunts there as well. So yeah, there is a good chance that this will be a 3-map matchup for this one.
Yeah, I think it's entirely possible.
Yeah, and with Vast, God Legion, and who was on?
On Cursed Wings, was it?
No. On Hibana playing
Vast, Cursed Wings,
Broods. There we go.
Broods, right? Yes.
Yeah, with Broods actually stepping up as well, like that. That is a good sign for Nixon and a really warning sign for COVID because they probably haven't really looked at Anixian being their big competitors and contestants for the title. But if Corvidae will continue making like those small mistakes that Anixian keep on emphasizing on, that could be big.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it is going to come down to whether Corvidae cover all their bases, because a lot of the times when they're falling, it's they're not covering their bases and they're letting themselves get pulled from angles that they should be holding. But nonetheless, they have made some incredible plays. Wildman just saying, "All right, I'm Ying. I'm just going to sit here and play. You guys are covering. All right, let's go." I mean, it took me by surprise, and I was a spectator. I could see through walls.
Yeah, and with what's cool about Corvidae is the fact that they also they like and they can switch around the operators for each one of their members.
Yeah, they're very versatile.
Yeah, they're very versatile in that regard. They can let's say Fletch can first play on Echo, then you see the next matchup it's Wildman on Echo with a shotgun actually and hunkering down on the objective while utilizing pretty much the Echo drone to its full potential. We did see that Echo play as well on Bank, that infamous clip with Shinbagel's 4K, where 3 of those members were actually echoed. And yeah, Echo, I'd say, currently is in a really good spot. Echo can be used as that great support player. His drone is an amazing tool that can allow the aggressive fraggers to be just even more aggressive, pretty much.
Yeah.
That portable Elamine, pretty much.
Yeah. It's interesting. I mean, we've got 3-2 at the moment. Corvidae have got to win this next defense round, and I mean, they can go back up top again. So they've won one defense up top, and then they went downstairs and they lost that. They also won an attack onto the top floor, and just then I believe they just won their attack downstairs. Isn't that right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, so there you go. They finally managed to get an attack win downstairs, and that's their 3 wins in this game. A Nixon coming on top when they were defending the downstairs for the first time, and also a successful attack onto the downstairs. So Corvidae are going to be heading back up top. That's, in all likelihood, going to go to Corvidae, right?
That does look like it, as Anixian seem to be just missing like that small tidbit, like from here or there, with their upstairs defense, and just yeah, it feels that Corvidae are much more confident with the upstairs hold and push as well.
Yeah, I mean, it did come down to pretty close last time, but nonetheless, I think that we're going to see Corvidae win this round, and that's going to bring it to a 2-4. And Nixian are going to have to fight really hard to come back.
Yeah, that would definitely be a hard time for them to do a comeback, but if they will be able to play out the initial kind of mind game with the plants right, they can actually make it work really well. If they can continuously keep holding downstairs, even the customs hold could be viable if they have the right idea to how to hold it. That could be the big play for them, for NACN. For Corvidae, they just need to stick to upstairs hold. They need to stick to that aggression, to the droning aggression, and yeah, just keep that up. Do not let NACN emphasize on like small pauses or small mistakes that they make. Keep Shinbagel aggressive, but not overly aggressive. Keep either Wildman or Fletch on that support role with Echo, because their Echo is absolutely nuts.
Yeah,
with the drone plays.
Yeah, Wildman's done an incredible job at playing that kind of support player that knows when to get aggressive, which I'm really impressed by. Yeah,
that was definitely something really nice to see.
Yep. So as we were saying, we do the current state is that Anixian is at 2 and Corvidae is at 3. So currently there are no sites locked as Corvidae just won an attack downstairs, and Anixian have Corvidae, sorry, they lost their previous defense downstairs, and then they won an attack downstairs. Therefore, both previous 2 defensive rounds has been losses. Therefore, all sites are unlocked. Once again, we see Wild bringing out the Supernova.
Yeah, so now what you need to do for an ACN to win, they need to locate that Echo drone as soon as possible and get rid of it. That's the utility that was pretty much, that cost them the round last time. Look at this. Right, never mind,
interesting scoreline, isn't it?
Yeah, I was just about to say.
Unfortunately, we've missed out on all of the previous. I'm just going to point out Shinbagel bringing the suppressor on Ella. Interesting. I mean, he lost the gunfight earlier due to the recall. Perhaps it's better off not bringing a suppressor, bringing a comp. But nonetheless, he has fairly good recall control, as you can see, taking out that barricade. No problems. Let's see if he can take out some enemies as well.
Yeah, I do feel that maybe in case Shinbagel brings a silencer, maybe that could mean that he could be going for the more of a sneaky aggression, maybe from down below.
Yep, sneaky explosive aggression where you get the first kill and then it takes them even longer to figure out exactly where you're coming from. And I can definitely see Shinbagel doing that. Oh no, why? Oh, Vast missed it. Wildman playing games with him. And Wildman managed to get it away. Oh no, I'm pretty sure that Wild managed to get his drone away. Vast, that was really unfortunate. But a nice nice cover from Shin, managing to keep that beautiful yokai alive.
Yeah, that Echo drone will be the enabler for Shinbagel to go for those kills. As his setup is actually pretty nutty. Yeah, he's working out really well.
Last time we just saw Warden playing inside of here on Dock, and once the attack was coming from the other side, he defaulted out. But Warden has changed over to a Pulse, and he's going to be backing up Shinbagel in here. But as we know from last time, Anixian haven't been attacking that side. They've always been going for the exact same office push. Even down to putting Curse Wings on that balcony. Jack Daddy, you really did not need to peek that. But Fletch managed to get a pick onto Vast. That is the top fragger from today. Warden managed to find God Legion. Warden, was that it? He dropped down and chased him out. Excellent job. Now God Legion will not be able to use that vertical pressure to flush out anyone out of Archives. Currently there's no one in Archives, though.
And now with just a 3v4, God Legion and Vast, 2 big fraggers from Anixian down, all up to pretty much Cursed, Cynics and Broods. Almost a minute on the clock. This doesn't look good for them. It looks like for Corvidae they'll just hunker down and just wait them out and waste the time.
Honestly, I think it's Fletch playing this position right here that's going to be the real troublemaker, especially since he does have cover from a CCTV push from Shinbagel here as Curse Wings does try and push in there. It's completely covered though, and look, Shinbagel's going to get this frag, I guarantee it. There you go.
I'd be really surprised. There it is. There's the down.
There's only 2 more for Anixian. This is looking really dire. They even like the disruption of the Echo drone is still there, and look at that. Bruce managed to find Fletch, but meanwhile Shinbagel is coming around for the flank, finds one, comes around for the second, and that suppressor wins that fight. Fantastic work from Shinbagel. 2 beautiful headshots, proving everything I was saying wrong. Fantastic work, mate.
Yeah, the beast within Shinbagel has now finally awoken.
He has woken up.
Yeah, he's woke.
Yeah.
And that like silent aggression is what pretty much played well for him. That he did play that like that before. He did play in the matchup against Mind Freak and early on within the winners bracket. His kind of big thing that he was able to pop out was the sneaky plays. If he tries to go for that aggressive within just Pro League, a whole lot of people would expect it and know how to counter it quickly enough.
Yeah, I agree. I think that Shinbagel, he performs at his best when he's exercising his ability to restrain. So earlier on in this match, he did that spawn peek out from Passport, and as soon as he missed his first few headshots, he just had to get out of there. But no, he re-peeked and he got shut down.
Yeah.
Why are we seeing suiciding drones in comp? Like, really, guys? I mean, you don't need to do that. This is Corvid. You're Corvid. You don't need to suicide your drones just to get into armory.
I wouldn't know. Maybe they're memeing, maybe not. Either way, we will be seeing the action phase go into effect, and still the same setup so far. What do you think could go here?
Well, I'm personally really excited for Wildman on the Ying. I really like that he takes this Ying, and he's been using it to great effect as well. He's going to be live droning in Warden exactly the same as what we saw last time. But then Curse Wings managed to take down Warden. Wildman is going to get the punishment for that, as he didn't drone out the holes above. I really like what we've got from Curse Wings here. Where even is that hole in the floor? I would typically... oh, it was the hatch, of course.
Yeah, it was by the hatch, but that was actually really nicely played by Cursing. Then taking out Buck, that's actually a big thing, because Buck's utility, his skeleton key, is just an amazing tool for the soft breach.
Already one Hibana charge has been used. Cursewing is going to be playing aggressive, using that Hibana charge. Might actually be able to take out Fletch here. He looks away, and Fletch punishes him. He looked away at just the wrong time, and there you have Cursewings is already out of there. If Fletch tries to open up this mirror, God Legion can easily bandit trick it. That's not going to work out, and that's the last Hibana charge down.
And yeah, that's also very well played by God Legion, as he was able to time the bandit batteries just right at the right time.
Yeah, and he managed to rotate back into the objective without getting punished. I was very surprised at that.
Yeah, that was a very nice and a lucky runaway. But nonetheless, 1v4 situation, health-wise... No. Oh wow, God Legion, what are you doing? You absolute nasty person.
He's going absolutely massive right now, and it does look like Corvidae, the only two remaining members, are going to be looking to do a rotate. They're not quite sure. They have tons of time. They just need to coordinate a push. Shimbagel and Jack Daddy are the last ones. Both of these players have been doing very well. Shimbagel really picked it up last round. Let's see if he can continue that momentum. Of course, Jack Daddy had been kicking it off really early. Oh, he takes out that first mirror. He's just waiting for someone to peek into his sightlines, but now Legion has already rotated all the way into Fountain. Almost taking down Shimbagel. Why hasn't he gotten this kill yet? Jack Daddy managed to punish him for it, and now the Valkyrie, that's Vast, is going to be getting aggressive, taking up the position on the mirror. And Jack Daddy managed to injure another one. Vast is going to C4 out Shimbagel, and it's all up to Jack Daddy. He's getting very, very lit here. Cynics is going to go for the revive, but nope, he was just switching to the shotgun, takes out Jack Daddy, and that is punishment there. And that's another round 3-4 in favor of Onyxian.
Yeah, that was a very, I would say still a confident play. God Legion just, well, pretty much lived up to the first part of his name. And it's, those two kills by the Fountain, that was something, I'd say.
Yeah, that was incredibly well played. Having those that part of Archive's wall facing Fountain just open enough that you can see anyone who tries to run past really meant that he just saw pixels, and then he shot through the wall. And I'm surprised and disappointed that Corvidae did not pre-fire that position, because it's the most typical position you'd see someone play inside of Archives, hugged up right against that wall. What
did surprise me more is that Corvidae decided to push the same spot 2 people. Like, they should have, what they should have done is had one go, that doorway, and another try to set up a refrag from a different angle. The fact that God Legion managed to get those 2 kills, that should not have happened to a team like Corvidae.
Yeah, they weren't really ready there. The first one got taken down, the second one wasn't ready to quickly flick up and pre-fire.
Yeah.
Last time we saw this Corvidae take this defense, we saw Onyxian go for that detention push. We're not seeing any reinforcers being spent in detention. They're going to push right in through, I'm going to call it right now, they're going to do the exact same thing. They're going to push in right through here, and they're going to open up this wall, start shooting through here, and then they're going to push through the front door. Last time Fletch managed to get some kills through the holes in the floor, but I don't know if it just wasn't enough last time.
I feel what Onyxian are doing is they're playing pretty much the game that I believe Corvidae were trying to pull off on Mindfreak. They might get a really nice angle, but nah, he will have to rotate back. Nonetheless, back to the Mindfreak versus Corvidae game. What Corvidae did several times with Mindfreak is that instead of trying to push them head on with their holds, they just completely ignored it and just moved into a opposite side of the planet. That's what Anixian pulled off on Corvidae a couple of rounds ago. They said, we're not gonna contest on Mira, who has a definite advantage on the top floor, and just push into Workshop and pretty much let Fletch to retake with Mira. Just put him at a disadvantage rather than putting us at a disadvantage.
Some shots are coming out between the North Balcony and Shinbagel. Shin's just going to be playing in these metal detectors to prevent this early rush, but he doesn't need to get aggressive. That was a waste, Shinbagel. But Wildman does manage to get a kill there onto God Legion. That prevents the Ash. Vast loses his first drone. Nonetheless, we are going to be seeing Curse Wings repelling here. This is an interesting and dangerous place to repel.
If Curse will be able to play this clever, he could get a nice drop. But those two ADSs, if Curse is trying to grenade out, that's definitely not going to work.
I really like this. Every member of Corvidae is helping, regardless of where they are. Wildman is going to be pre-firing through the floor, as he did see Twitch pass in, and that is going to be also a nice call. He doesn't have his C4 anymore, but Jack Daddy managed to find Vast. It's now a 4v3. Fletch and Jack Daddy are still up here. Fletch managed to find his own pick, and that is Curse going down. Look at these. One ADS has been destroyed, but there are still two more active ADSs, and there's a double mirror over here. So, this is an incredibly strong hold, and Anixian are just playing directly into it. This is match point. This is 3-4 in favor of Corvidae. If Corvidae win this defense, they win this game.
Yeah, and that would mean that I believe the order was it. I believe Anixian's pick. That could be big because next up will be Chalet, and Chalet is rather big for Corvidae, I'd say, compared to Anixian. But nonetheless.
Oh, now.
Yeah, Warden will be taking out 10x all up to Broods.
He has to 1v4 in order to save this for his team. The rest of the team just defaults back onto site. 13 seconds. They just got to get a refrag, and that gun does not have enough bullets in it, and that is GG. Well played. Really great stuff. Fletch gets that final kill onto Hibana. That was a really decisive final round. I really liked what we saw from Corvidae there.
Yeah, that was very well executed, and just good hold in general, because what Corvidae decided, okay, so Anixian can get quite aggressive. Let's just do the passive holds. Let's do the holds. Let's play it safe, and that's what worked out for them. They had the Valkyrie playing from below, and it did make sense. And the late rotation to pretty much just flush out the remaining of attackers, that was it. Yeah,
it was really well played.
Nonetheless,
overall.
Yeah, it was overall very well played from both teams. I'm actually really surprised how Anixian showed themselves in this matchup.
Yeah, and Anixian almost took it to overtime.
Yeah, Anixian almost took it to overtime. But now, moving on to Chalet. What do you feel could happen there? Do you reckon it's going to be a whole lot of unorthodox pushes and defense holds? Or is it going to be more of a just meta plays?
Look, I think that most of these teams are fairly meta. Both of these teams. I'm not expecting to see anything too crazy. I don't really think we're going to see a master defense or a barn gaming room defense. I wouldn't really put it past these teams, but honestly, we didn't see a customs or a tellers defense once there. Yes, we did see Anixian favor the vents and workshop bomb site, but it's not too surprising, honestly. It's not something crazy. It's not like we're watching Flipside here. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we just see trophy primary, basement secondary, or vice versa for both of these teams. And I think, I don't know, I don't really know how it's going to work out, but I do hope there's a lot of vertical play. And I think that we're probably going to be seeing lots of vertical play and lots of counter vertical play.
Yeah. I do feel that Corvidae might bust out the barn gaming, because that was the kind of strat that I believe they took from Mind Freak as well, and it did seem to work out really, really well for them. So that's probably going to be the only anomaly that I would expect. From a Nixian defense-wise, I'd say they're going to play pretty meta, but it's rather more of a Roma game, how it's going to be executed for them compared to just general strategy for COVID.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it works.
But yeah, otherwise, nothing really to point out there. COVID does seem to also prefer a bit of library hold as well. So even if they, let's say, defending kitchen and trophy, they would have that roamer within library to keep around, who will be rotating fairly quickly back to the side the moment the danger will come around. As for Anixian, they even if they will lose this this map as well, that is a massive improvements for them compared to how they were showing themselves during the off season. That is a great, like, huge improvement, and if they will be able to emphasize on that, I'm pretty sure that we will be seeing them more and more during the Pro League seasons.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see how all these the developing teams are going to pan out in the actual upcoming Pro League. Of course, we've got quite a different Pro League coming into next year to what we have had for this our inaugural season in ANZ. Having had one of the titans, that is Taboo, fall, I guess you could say, the majority of the roster has now been replaced, taken on a lot of players from a team formerly known as Zealous or Element 6, so that they're mostly regarded as an entirely different team now. And we have some rising teams like Anixian, rising teams like Zero Gaming, which are very similar to previous iterations of Outlaws and Surmount.
Yeah, and I'm kind of. I did watch a small bit of Zero Gaming versus COVID, and I must say, I did expect slightly more of it, even though that I did see a whole lot of nutty shots. Like some of the kills from Zero Gaming were amazing, but I did feel that they were not playing to their full potential. They had way more to it than at least I remember. As for COVID, for them it seems that they aim to get back to losers winners and then face Mind Freak once again, and face them in the grand finals, which would be quite a spectacular thing to watch. As based off what I was told as well, if COVID will end up, well, the winner of the loser bracket will win over Mind Freak within a best of 3 game. It will be another best of 3 game. But if Mind Freak will win over the winner of the loser bracket, then it's going to be just a single best of 3 game.
Yeah. So the way I think about it is that it's kind of like a single map, a map advantage coming into this. For Mind Freak winning the winner bracket, they get an advantage since every other team has lost one best of 3. So Mind Freak essentially get one best of 3 as a get out of jail free card, kind of to make it even, since all the other teams have also already had that get out of jail free card. And that's why we have the second best of 3 grand final. If we get to it.
Yeah, if we get to it.
Exactly. Mind Freak could close it all out. They do have the advantage. They've proved that they are the strongest team coming out of the winner bracket, and they have proved that. Well, I mean, on top of that, not only are they one of the strongest teams, but they have this map advantage. So it is that's the reason why Double Elim has this map advantage, or in our case, it's a best of 3 advantage, and it's so that you get rewarded for winning in the winner bracket rather than kind of teams riding through the loser bracket, cruising all these teams that have been knocked out.
Yeah, and it would be sensible to well, not sensible. It would be exciting. Sorry, wrong word. To watch a double best of three from those two big teams. Both of them being been to the lands, and both of them having that great experience, and kind of two titans at this point colliding once again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nonetheless, if in case we will be seeing Coastline, how do you feel this it could go?
Look, pretty recently, I think it was in the Atletico game, we actually had Anixian pick Coastline and lose on it. I mean, like I've said, I know Anixian like playing it, but I think they've been having trouble finding scrims on it. And as well as Anixian have been playing, I think that they might be a little bit too excited to go to Coastline, as Corvidae, since its release, since it was kind of just a run around and shoot people map, Corvidae have been good at it. And that's because Corvidae are really good at running around and shooting people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, I mean, Coastline is a map that doesn't... I mean, the strats aren't overly developed. And I don't know. I think it'll come down to individual players, which we've seen a lot of from players like Fletch and Wildman so far.
Okay. Okay. I'd say that yeah, Fletch, Wildman have been putting some great effort in there. Shinbagel, the moment he got his roaming game nailed down, he was able to get some really nice kills as well. Jack Dad was able to, at the start of the matchup, go big with the 3 kills on Thatcher. Like, if Corvidae can nail down where they roam and where do they push, where do they hold, they will be like an unstoppable force.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, with Anixian, I feel that for Chalet, they will need to come up with something unpredictable. Because Corvidae has all of the standard meta pushes nailed down. They have all the defense meta nailed down. And it will be quite hard for Anixian to just simply outgun Corvidae. So they will need to go out of norm to kind of, I guess, distract Corvidae. And, yeah, to just be able to put off Corvidae off their kind of high horse, call it.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, anyhow, we're heading into Chalet first. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Like we're just waiting for all the teams to be ready. We'll be in very soon. Chalet, of course, we're gonna have Corvidae starting out on defense, just like the previous we just finished Corvidae after the rehearse was on defense. So we're gonna be starting on defense for Corvidae. Do you think they're gonna pick Trophy, or do you think they're gonna go downstairs?
I'd say I'm calling Trophy first.
Yeah.
Going Kitchen Trophy first, and then the snowmobile and wine cellar.
Yeah, I'll bet you $5 that they go basement first.
Deal.
All right.
Deal.
I'm worried. Okay, next land, we're gonna settle this. Actually, I bet you 1 Zinger stacker. How about that?
You bet me what?
I bet you 1 Zinger stacker.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, next land. This is gonna happen, guys. All right, we're all ready now. We're hopping into the match. Starting now. Really excited. Heading on to Coastline.
Coastline? Chalet, you mean?
Yeah, sorry, Chalet. My bad. All right, all teams.
Either way.
Getting a little bit confused now.
Getting a little bit confused. And Byron Gaming, never mind, neither of us were right.
Oh, damn it. Who do we have to buy a Zinger stacker for now?
Well, no, we'll just have to buy each other.
All right, I'm game for that. That sounds good.
Yeah. Either way, Byron Gaming, like, that's what I was talking about. And Vast picking Zafir.
Oh,
now that's what I call a spicy pick.
Yeah, we haven't seen Zafir yet. The only DLC operator we've seen so far, the new DLC that is, has been Vigil, and we saw him in 1 round, and he died early, and then we didn't see him again. And that's kind of how it happens when people are like, oh, I want to pick this interesting operator. Like, you know, teams they're like, oh, I'm going to pick a Blitz. It occasionally happens, very occasionally, but if they get shut down instantly, we're not likely to see him again.
Yeah, after that, like the moment you try to meme it, meme doesn't work. Probably should actually go and try.
And let's have a look at how they're actually going to be holding this. We're seeing, I've seen this for a very long time. Like I've seen this, like Vizard, the old Vizard used to do this when we used to scrim them. And like I've seen Mindfreak do this. I've seen so many teams do this. You put your mirror inside of here. You put your mirror facing towards Master and you use a castle as well to break this. You're expecting the push to come from the Master side. Wow, look at this. Curse getting very aggressive all the way into Snowmobile Garage. Obviously, he's got Broods droning for him, live droning. Breaching charges, interesting pick. Who would have thought on Chalet you'd get a lot more use out of the stun grenades, but nonetheless, he's stuck with breaching charges now. Shin loves these suppressors, playing what most people regard as a an anchor operator. I mean, Legion's a good roamer, don't get me wrong, but he makes the most of his utility if he stays alive for as long as possible. And I actually think that these Legion mines are going to be really useful against players like Curse, who are just going to be trying to run in there.
Oh yeah, that pretty much will be the bait for Curse. The moment that Legion mine goes off,
wow, this is pretty significant.
Shin will be on the case.
This wall being opened already, this is massive. This is the way to deny this mirror, and look at that. Vast takes down Fletch as he's peeking behind him. Shinbagel is going to be re-peeking that though. He's about to find Vast. Shinbagel managed to get that kill. Oh, and now the pressure's coming on from above. That is the trading a mirror for a Zafir. I think that's a win for defense, except for the fact that now the bar objective is going to be completely opened up.
It did feel to me that Zafir did not get to use the utilities full on. Broods, what are you doing, man? For
the sake of Broods' self-confidence, I'm just going to not talk about that.
Yeah. Meanwhile, God Legion finishes off Shinbagel. That's one of the roamers down. And now it's actually Horizon open for Curse, because next up will be Wildman, and so far that's only him to defend the bottom. Yeah, look, we're not actually seeing anyone try to take the top floor. Oh, like right when I say that, we do have... Oh no, MatchDay is looking the wrong way. But so is... that's Curse. Curse managed to get taken down, but not before he finishes off Warden. It's now a 2-on-3. Mirrors are open, but MatchDay still has top floor control, which is going to make a massive deal. Look, Wildman's just going to pop this mirror and defend from the other side. Corvair are actually in a really strong position here, despite having the numbers disadvantage. Definitely. Oh, and there you have it. Nicely played by Wildman. That with the strategic decision to pop open the mirror to use it from a different side. Now Broods will need to either go and take on head-on Wildman, or he will actually go and play really careful. There's no way that that Nixie are gonna win this one. Wildman's just gonna play super safe here, holding out the pistol. Even Broods is even taking damage from this. He's not even gonna try to plant. There's no way, nothing he can do at all. And Wildman picks up that pistol. Kill there, and that's a successful bar gaming room defense. Yeah, and that's what I was talking about. Like, Corvair do like they do like the meta picks, but at the same time they do like to go for those kind of non-standard picks, like we just seen with Bar and Gaming. Bar and Gaming worked out just right. Even with the numbers disadvantage, they still knew what to do. They knew how to re-rotate. Wildman already had the mirror down and ready to peek, and that was just perfect hold for them. As if it was just full-on plan. Yeah. Well, we are going to be seeing the more typical trophy defense coming out from a Nixian. Bring a castle once again. We saw a castle last round. I'm really enjoying seeing this coming up. Seeing these, like, castle, a lot of people say that castle needs a buff. A lot of people say he's not as good as all these other operators, but he works incredibly well at what he does. And when you have a strat that involves a castle, you can give such a headache to the attacking team, despite there being so many operators that can breach castle barricades. Operators like Ash and like Zafir and like Hibana. Yeah, and with now an action phase going, the pick of Trophy and Kitchen for Nixian. That's... Oh no. Ooh.
Who is that sitting on the kitchen there? Is that... I went through every single
That
player.
was-
I got it wrong.
I believe that was Shin who was actually about to peek the kitchen window, but managed to actually evade that danger.
Cynic's almost lost his head to that one.
Yeah. It was either Cynic's losing the head or Shin losing the head.
Oh, honestly, I thought Shin would have had the better of that one. Cynic's was still deploying his barbed wire. Nonetheless, look at this Shin Bagel already all the way in. I'm not sure many people know this, but I'm fairly certain you can actually be C4'd while on top of the bed. Shin Bagel is loving the suppressors today. I don't know what this is. Is this normal, Shin?
I don't think so actually, but this was working out for him the better way. The being like that constantly sneaky, even on his aggressive pushes with Ash, or just aggressive pushes in general. Always being sneaky, like that kind of way to keep his location as much concealed as possible. That works out like that works magic for him.
I really like the push we're seeing from Corvidae already. We have Wildman going from the other side, but Shin managed to get the first kill. That is Vast going down. That was the Valkyrie, so he's just going to sit in his cams and try and help out the rest of his team. But we already have the castle barricade on the dining side denied, and Wild is going to be preparing for pushing from there. But still, the kitchen has been castled, and that makes a huge difference. If you try and push kitchen side and dining side, that castle barricade changes everything. Kirstens is going to be trying to play aggressive up through the hatch, but he's going to be met with some contention from Warden from above, who has just wasted all of his grenades into an ADS charge. Oh, Kirst almost finds Warden. God Legion finds Shin Bagel. Oh, and Jack Daddy finally gets that trade onto God Legion. Good refrag. It's alright. Sometimes you lose a player to a nice flank, but then, oh wow. Okay, Wildman, I thought he was glancing for a sec. He is just going to be bashing open this, and very, very soon, Curse is going to have two sides to look at. Wild is going to drone him out. Find that Curse is in there. And Broods and Wild, sorry, Fletch and Wild both going to be peeking this now.
Yeah, for Curse, it does seem that he's now pretty much trapped himself, but he does manage to get the kill.
Yeah, he's toast now, and now it's 2 versus 2. And the plant's going down. Oh, the smoke grenades need to come out far, far sooner, Cynics. Fletch is incredibly low now, a smidgen of HP. And it looks like Cynics is going to get really close. Jack Daddy managed to take down Cynics. It's now a 1v1 with Broods. Broods has to clutch this out. And Jack Daddy is just going to be playing really nice and safe.
Yeah, although...
Broods is going to be starting to hit it. Jack Daddy has to find this kill. Broods gets off. It was a fake. Broods isn't quite sure what to do now. You can see the pressure is mounting on. Jack Daddy is playing incredibly smart. Oh no, Jack Daddy turns away at the last second and Broods clutches that out. I don't know how that happened, but here we have it. Broods taking down Jack Daddy and bringing it to a 1-1.
There's those mind games that I just absolutely love to see. The moment that Broods passed over, Jack Dad did not see that initially, but when he heard the sound of defusing, like that's what like started all those mind games. Where is the defender or attacker going to peek from, left side, right side, or going to make a completely different hole? It's just, yeah.
Honestly,
unfortunate for Jack Dad, but very nicely played by Broods.
Jack Daddy really did have that in the bag. What I'm guessing is that there was probably a camera from Vast inside of West Main somewhere that was just pinging him constantly. And he thought, well, I can't sit here because I'm going to get pre-fired or wallbanged. And so, you know, they called out to Broods exactly where he was. And then, you know, Jack Daddy, while getting spotted, getting these notifications, constantly says, oh, I have to look for the camera, and then looked off the angle and then got taken down. So just really unfortunate that it happens.
Yeah. The timing was just right.
We might be seeing a similar hold coming out from Corvidae here. We have the castle once again.
Yeah, Castle is, I'd say, one of the underrated operators at the moment because his utility can be used in such a variety of ways that it could mean just win or loss.
Wow.
To be honest.
Let's take a look at what we're seeing here. We've got complete master bedroom hold, complete with reinforcements, rotate holes, and 4 players currently up there. Fletch even going so far as to put some new jammers down, I believe. You're really interested to see how that plays out.
That is that kind of standard upstairs hold for the trophy kitchen. What kind of amazes me is that they traded out Mira for Mute. But
yeah.
this could be kind of big, actually.
Well, the mirror isn't so expected on this defense. If anything, I think the mute is actually replacing a... Oh, no. We're seeing a rush? No way. Vast managed to get in, but then he's going to pre-fire and gets taken down. Vast, he needed to get the refrag. Oh, my God. Wild man going absolutely wild. Who is this man? He just jumps off the top, gets one kill, gets one knife. He's still playing aggressive. What is he doing? Warden takes one down, and oh my God, it's all up to Cynics. He finds the first one wild. You just have to get on site, man. Seriously. There's a point where you've just got to stop, dude.
It's time to stop.
Exactly. Exactly. We need to talk, have a little chat to Wild Man.
Yeah.
Oh,
but nonetheless, that escalated really quickly.
Oh man, that escalated so quickly. That was what, 50 seconds into the round, and it's a 4v1 and then a 3v1. I'm just wondering, this is like, you know, when you get into a casual match and you're like, oh, there's a 4-minute timer on the round. Oh, and you know, you die at the start because, you know, you're being an Ashman and just running in and getting killed. And then, like, you gotta sit there for 3.5 minutes waiting for your teammates to do it. And of course, they all wait to the last 10 seconds. I'm not expecting we're gonna see that from Cynics. Like, he's taking his time, yeah, he's spent 40 seconds so far just sussing out the sitch. But, look, honestly, wherever he goes, he's not gonna have so much luck. He can't even open the hatch, even though it's unreinforced.
Yeah, and with he still has those 3 EMP grenades. Technically, he could try to either bait it in, but I don't think that he has a whole lot of chance. Warden will be there to pick up the kill, and that's the round.
Warden was there to get the kill, and there were 2 of them came up behind to get the refrag. That was an amazing round. I don't think I've ever seen a round quite like that. Not in comp.
Ah, yeah. I was just about to add public is pub games filled with it.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. The pickup games usually filled with stuff like
that. Nonetheless,
we are missing Wine Cellar.
Yeah, Wine Cellar finally coming out from Anixian. Wildman switching to Blackbeard.
We haven't actually seen any Blackbeard today at all on this matchup, this best of 3. It's the first time we're seeing Blackbeard coming out. I hadn't really noticed. Yeah. He's one of those things. It's like an itch. When he's not there, you don't notice, but when he's there, you really, really notice.
Yeah, and it feels that maybe there's going to be a push for, like, Blackbeard will be going for either the push from the blue, or after the Hibana charges are going to go off, he will be holding that major angle. What is Wild?
I am absolutely going to steal that Wild Man.
Like, that is just dirty. That's, yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see Wildman hopping up over here onto this east balcony. A lot of people like to call this K9 spot. You open up these windows, you got really nice sightline all the way down. You can even take out that camera there. You can pressure into, of course, library. You can pressure into lobby. You've got a lot of power to deny the Roma rotation. But nonetheless, we're going to see how this starts panning out. Curse Wings is going to be trying to delay the push from Master by doing some barricades and trying to deny access to K9 spot by, actually putting an Ella mine at the top of that ladder. Interesting choice. We also have Legion trying to deny the ladder on library side, which he has a camera on currently. You can just deny that by holding that angle, and they can't actually get off the ladder before you manage to shoot them.
Yeah, and now with Gold Legion actually was, I believe, seen roaming around. Was it the library?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and holding a very interesting angle, because from the lobby you could get some really nice angles, and if Gold Legion could get the drop with Cursed, Wildman on Blackbeard with Iron Sights, that's a new. Unfortunately
for Wildman, he had a bug earlier, which was why we had to do that first rehost. All of his attachments on all of his guns have been removed, so we gave him a few minutes to put some on, but obviously this Blackbeard pick was not one he was anticipating, and does not have any attachments on it. So, I mean,
he's still pretty deadly with it.
Oh yeah, Wildman is always a force to be reckoned with any operator, and he's got complete information over here. And seeing where Coast Wings is over there. Let's have a look. Wildman's going to be trying to find this. Oh, he can do it. Oh no, poor Wild. No ACOG, no muzzle brake, no vertical grip. Vast managed to take down Warden there.
And now no shield as well for Wildman. Well, one of the shields.
Ooh, and Curse managed to take down Jack Daddy. Oh, and that's the Fuser down as well. Wild is going to be peeking into this, but he gets taken down. The refrag tries to come out from Fletch, but he peeks just in time, managed to take him down, and that's the first kill on the board for Corvidae. There's actually a player right in the back behind there, and Shinbagel's going to be trying to find him. We had some F's in the chat. Oh, Vast managed to take down Shinbagel. It's now all up to Fletch, and Fletch gets put down by Vast with a nice pick there. Poor Wildman. Can we get some F's in the chat for Wildman? I feel so sorry for that guy.
Nonetheless, I do want to give the extra credit as well to Vast there, because he went pretty big, as well as I believe Cursed, who got the kills with Ella, and those drops on the attackers from the second floor onto the lobby were pretty much the crucial play for them. Meanwhile, Bar Gaming Room once again from Corvidae, we did see a fairly confident yet kind of close of a hold from Corvidae against the Nixian already throughout this match. Once again, as a Zafir pick.
Yeah, well, we've actually seen only defense wins so far, which is why we've had obviously Nixian started off in Trophy and they bounced down to the basement. They just won there very decisively. Corvidae won. I don't know whether to say it's decisively or not. I mean, it looked bad for them at the start of their last game in defense, but they really managed to bring it back. And by the end of it, it was a 2v2 that they were never going to lose. So, I mean, Corvidae bring it back here, I'm not too surprised, especially since typically Bar Gaming Room, these kind of left the field side, you take and then you think, alright, if they know we're doing it, then we won't pick it, except, I mean, and Nixian managed to do anything that they would want to do if they knew it. Otherwise, like, they countered this defense, but they just lost. They opened up, this is the way to counter this side, is you open up from this side, and you push from here, and you push up top and deny top control. And they just didn't manage to do it successfully. And so maybe Corvidae are like, well, look, even though they read into it, they didn't manage to do it they didn't manage to take it successfully, so let's just keep it going. Fletch, what are you doing, man?
I wouldn't be too sure, but Shinbagel now once again roaming around the snowmobile garage. That could be a big play if Shinbagel will be able to time his aggressiveness at the right moment. I'm kind of curious how Vast will be able to utilize Zafir once again for this push. And with God Legion pushing up into the office, he could potentially take control, but no, he'll just be greeted with a closed door and saying, "But just you're not welcome here."
No, Castle's definitely trying to fortify area. God Legion not feeling particularly welcome. He's going to be opening up some holes into Wine Cellar. They didn't reinforce that wall. Oh, sorry, it was. Of course they didn't reinforce that wall. We're not in the downstairs defense. Shinbagel's been completely droned out. A second drone comes down. Legion's just watching us rotate right now. Oh, and he gets taken down by Curse. Where was that from? That was from pushed in from Wine and Snowmobile. Great job in eliminating that Roma so early.
Yeah, well done to Anixian, because they managed to nail down the Roma hunting game, because if they wouldn't get rid of Shinbagel, that would be quite a big problem.
Jack Daddy doing a fantastic job here, and it looked like Vast was attempting to try and deny the bandit trick by using the Zafir charges, but he's used all of them now. And Fletch is just going to be ducking and weaving. His head might get taken off any moment. We're not going to have this back wall opened up, and that's going to help Corvidae significantly. Question now is, can Wildman stay up top?
Yeah, having that back wall open is a very useful asset, but at the same time, if you will get cornered, that will be a problem for you as well. So if God Legion goes for a rotation up top, and Anixian will be able to flush out Wildman from up top, they will have an immense advantage.
Wildman managed to take down Vast, but Curse quickly gets the refrag. It's now a 2-on-4. This is looking much stronger for Nixian than it did last time, but still, time is ticking. But now there's complete control of these hatches, which gives them so much power as to looking downwards. And look, now they will be pushing from below, and God Legion managed to get the final two. Just by opening up the hatch, and then it was dropped there central. That was ridiculous. Oh no.
That was very well.
It wasn't even Legion that opened up that hatch. It was Fletch on the mirror, and Legion just said, "Oh, peekaboo," and took them both down.
Yeah, that was That was a very incredible, well, not incredible, that was a very clever play by God Legion as he was able to read that movement very easily.
Yeah, thus far this is looking to be a little bit like what happened in the last game, except the sides are flipped. And Nixon have finally managed to win an attack round, and I mean, if Corvidae can't win their attack now onto Trophy, then Nixon are going to be on match point.
Yeah, and that could be big if Corvidae will allow Anixian to go into the third map. That would mean something already, that Anixian are there and they are forced to be reckoned with. But then again, a hold for the Snowmobile Garage. Cynics on Echo. What could happen there?
What I'm expecting,
how do you feel?
What I'm thinking is a result of. We saw last time. I kind of gave Cynics a little bit of a roast. He threw out his gas canister at the last possible moment when the plant had already been held down for about 5 seconds. So the smoke obviously wasn't doing the job. He's thinking maybe the Echo is going to do the job.
So you're feeling there could be that factor?
Yeah, I think that's what this is. Cynics is just going to have to find a spot. There you go. He's hidden that there. The question is this going to be taken out? Oh, Shin Bagel. Phenomenal work. Sitting up on that kitchen window, managed to take down Bruise. This is where he has to say, okay, got one now, I just got to get out of here.
Yeah, and that's what he will be doing. Flesh will be droning up ahead for him, actually, for upstairs. So
top 4 control is completely sacrificed.
Yes, top 4 control is fully given now to Corvidae, and that is quite a crucial, actually, piece for. Just misses.
It's now up to Wildman to get these picks through the floor. Luckily for him, he didn't get taken down by Vast. They're going to be first having a look. Oh, wow. Look at this. This is something we never, ever see. Warden's actually going to be opening up the trophy wall with a thermite charge. Shinbagel might actually be just about to rush in at any moment. Warden's going to drone it out. They're going to call out where they are. Shinbagel's just going to pre-fire the exact positions. He misses. Then he takes down the head of Cynics. And now, and he finds Vast as well. It's now 2 more to go. Shinbagel going massive. Can he find another one? He pulls out the pistol. Finds the head of Cursewings. It's all now up to God Legion, who's off-site. Flash 5 versus 1.
Oh my goodness, Shinbagel. Yeah, that's the enabler that I was talking about. The moment Warden was able to allow Shinbagel to go for the rush, that's it.
Stop throwing away your players. Shinbagel peeking that corner with a pistol, that's just unprofessional. And then, I mean, you weren't ready for the refrag. That was not a good refrag, Jack Daddy. I'm sorry, but come on, don't throw away a 5v1. Oh.
And before an 8 clutch. Never mind. That's the Claymore.
Jack Daddy says, "Oh, it's all right. I knew I was gonna die because it was fine because God Legion was just gonna walk into my Claymore anyway." Feels bad, man.
Yeah.
Comes out from poor God Legion. Finds 2, but you know that was never really gonna happen unless if Corvidae gave it to him on a silver platter.
Yeah, but nonetheless, that was still a solid effort from God Legion.
Solid effort from God Legion for sure. Amazing work from Shinbagel. Some great droning from Warden. Called out exactly where that Echo was. Runs in, finds the head of Echo with the first bullet, turns around, and finds another one. Pre-fires a little bit to the second one in dining, pulls out the pistol, finds his head as well. Absolutely fantastic stuff.
That was just nutty. Absolutely nutty.
Yeah.
To see.
And we're seeing it now. Whether, are we going to see overtime here, or are we going to be able to have Corvidae successfully defend this site and get to match point?
I would say that it has, yeah, that they will defend this quite confidently. Corvidae do seem to have kitchen and trophy nailed down really well, and yeah, unless there's going to be like a massive mistake from the Corvidae side, Anixian will have to like just do their absolute best to try to win this.
Last time this objective was picked for Corvidae, we saw the ridiculous 2K from Wildman, where he just jumps over the balcony here and knifes someone. That was absolutely ridiculous. Shinbagel going for the spawn peek again. I mean, this is the kind of thing where you can try it once or twice, but he hasn't been successful yet, and I don't think he's going to be successful.
This does remind me of how Mantis played during the the APAC land. The plays by Invitational, like constant runouts, constant aggression.
Yeah, even when he was shut down. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the vibe that I'm currently getting from how Shinbagel sometimes plays on defense, which isn't a bad thing.
No. Interesting that we're seeing a Jackal come out now. Very frag-heavy lineup from Onyxian, Vast, God Legion, and Cursed, all bringing these heavy fragging operators.
Yeah, and I'm quite curious how Vast will be able to utilize the visor, and if he would be able to actually track down the defenders. Wildman goes for a very impressive peak, but will be missing all his shots as all the defenders will be in cover for that. Let's see how this will be played out.
We might be seeing a dining push, judging by the way that these players were all stacked up. Fletcher's going to have to get off his drone pretty soon, as Vast is about to head on in here. This dining push is going to be somewhat thwarted by this castle barricade. You got to get off your drone, Fletch! Fletch!
Fletch is just going to get caught with his pants down.
Oh wow, and then another kill comes out from Cynics onto Jackdad.
And just like that, a 5v3, but still a doable with Shinbagel still alive and Warden and Wildman. 3 big players. And the push into kitchen could probably work out the best, but next up will be the Warden being the contestant. Warden has been showing some good work so far. Ooh.
Oh, takes down Cynics. There's another one behind the dining table. Can you take him out too? He gets pushed from the hatch, and Vast finally finishes him off. Some nice pinching there, but Shinbagel managed to get the first one now onto Gone Legion. It's now a 3 versus 2, 36 seconds to go. The castle barricade has been broken though, and these players on the attackers. Oh no, Vast, you can't try and scan that just then. Bruise finishes him down, gets the trade, but that's okay. It's still, oh, now it's a 1 versus 2, 20 seconds. Wildman, it's always up to Wildman. We know Wildman. When you think Corvaday, you think Wildman. He can entirely do this. He finds one. It's now all up to Cursed Wings. He has to drop. He drops straight down. He's gonna peek through here, and oh my goodness, he takes down Wildman.
What a nice play by Cursed. Just what he needed. The prone shot and like just catch Wildman off guard. The perfect way for Onyxian to win this, and perfect way for Cursed Wing to clutch this. Like that's what I keep talking about. Do the unpredicted. If Curse dropped in and tried to peek straight away through already the big open holes, that would have been the bane of him.
Yeah.
But because Curse decided to go for something unpredictable and utilize the small holes, that's what won him the round.
Exactly, and you know, Wildman didn't hear the drop. I don't know how he didn't hear it. That thing's really loud. You can't do silent drops anymore with the prone function. So, I mean, he didn't hear the drop. He still was looking up at the hatch, and he decided to play aggressive because he knows that playing aggressive is what works for him. And in the end, it was his bane because he didn't hear that hatch drop, didn't expect to be looking downwards. Cynics is just going to be opening up a lot of rotations for the roamers to come down from top floor. We do have quite a few strong roamers on the side. God Legion, Cursed, and Vast being the roamers primarily. Interesting to see how this works out. They have won this before.
Yeah, they did win this before in a very confident manner. So if Onyxian are gonna win this, this is going to be big.
Yeah, this is their chance right now. They win this round, stop it from going to overtime, shut it out right here, and take us to map 3. It's entirely possible.
Definitely, that could be the case, but maybe, just maybe, Corvaday could take this to overtime as well, which would be an even bigger showcase for us, how those two teams can fare against each other.
Ooh, they didn't spot the one out on above the hatch. And Cursed managed to punish Warden. That was some unfortunate droning. Didn't manage to expect that those holes were there. And Cursed gets an easy, quick, early frag onto Warden. Even if they all jump back to site now, with 2 minutes, 2 minutes 20 to go, taking out that buck, this is an incredibly strong lead. I think we're going to be heading to map 3.
You feeling that this could be the one? I'll take you up on that. With Buck taken down, they still have Fletch. Oof. Never mind, Shinbagel will be down as well.
God Legion doing some serious work. These roamers are really bringing it to Corvidae.
Yeah, roam game is very strong within Onyxian. And so far, well, Fletch and Wildman, still two reinforcement breaches, could do some work. Jagdad with the F2 could be quite a force to be reckoned with. But yeah, without any specific support, I don't think that Corvidae will have a solid chance at winning this, because all of them seem to be separated together. There we go, there's the kill, but Fletch will be able to trade out Cursed Wings.
What they've got it in now, what we really need to see from Corvidae now is just ignoring the roamers, getting in the site, taking control of the site, and then looking backwards, pointing your guns outwards, and preventing the rotation back into site.
That would be the ideal way for Corvidae to play this out. But let's see, Wildman actually.
Oh wow.
Wildman, what is happening? He will be traded out though, so 1v3, still clutchable for Fletch.
Fletch is gonna have to ace.
Yeah, he will have to ace though, which is quite a feat to pull out, I'd say.
40 seconds left on the clock. This is a tall order for Fletch. And all the three remaining defenders have snuck back onto the objective. And look at that, smoke grenades coming out. They can deny the entire time period left remaining. It's going to be trying to go for a cheeky peek through this doorway here. And there you go, you can't even push down the cubby there. 30 seconds left now.
30 seconds left, and Cynics used up only 2 of his. He has one more grenade to delay this. He used all of them. That could be even better for Fletch, but there's still 3 defenders, and all of them holding very tight angles. And there we go. That is the win, and Vast will be getting the kill on Fletch, securing that win for Onyxian. Very close game, I'd say, but still very nicely done by Onyxian. Getting into map 3.
Having a look at that scoreline as well, Curse going absolutely massive for his team. Shinbagel really bringing it to the table after a bit of a lackluster performance on the previous match. Yeah, we're going to have a short break while we get to the next one, but we'll be back very soon.
See you in a bit.
We fell out of love like shooting stars came crashing down, and we're building back up again now. I see your heart, see your mind, see all you hide. I won't let you go, can't let this die. When you lose yourself, I'll be right beside you. I see your heart, see your mind, see all you hide. I won't let you go, can't let this die. When you lose yourself, I'll be right beside you.
given the best that he has.
I'll be right beside you.
Hello everyone, we are back. Welcome back. Oh man, this has been so exciting right now. We're on to the best of 3, third map now. Cthulhu, how's it going?
I'm good. It's going really well. I'm actually excited for this matchup. It's been just nuts. How Anixian being like the team that I would say maybe 80% of viewers wouldn't have expected to see even move past maybe the quarterfinals of the loser bracket, actually versing Corbett and giving them quite a run for their reputation, and winning Chalet, a map that is also quite a confident ground for Corbett. That was something really, really interesting and really nice to see, where like an underdog team winning over pretty much a favorite top dog now.
Yeah, a long-time favorite. Corvidae have been around for so long. Oh, let's just get straight on into it.
Let's do it. Coastline. And so far from reading the chat, a whole lot of people have been saying that Anixian are really strong.
Yeah.
Coastline.
Yeah.
And yep, keep going.
Nixian are definitely strong on Coastline. Absolutely. They've practiced it a lot, and they would like to practice it even more. That much I know. Really interesting. Really curious to see how this goes. Like there are so many ways that this could pan out. We'll see.
Definitely. And so far we are seeing pretty standard picks so far. Actually, no. Shinbagel now switching over to Jaeger instead of his usual Ella, and Flesh getting back on Echo, so I'm actually quite excited for that.
Yeah, we are seeing Fletch in Echo, like you said. And we're actually seeing a Jackal as well come out from Vast. A little bit interesting. I mean, of all the maps to pick a Jackal on, I wouldn't be too surprised to see it on a Chalet or on Bank. Despite this map and Jackal being both part of the same season, Velvet Shell, they don't really complement each other in my opinion. But that's what we're seeing now.
I would actually contradict. Like I would say that Coastline is one of those maps that you can have like just a roamer's paradise, and Jackal could be quite effective on this one. Like especially against Corvidae.
You sure about that? Because, like, I don't know, the way I see Coastline, it's, like, divided into almost 4 quadrants, all divided around this, and you can shoot any of these walkways from above, and so these quadrants are really hard, with only 2 staircases, really quite hard to navigate around, and it's fairly easy to drone out and eliminate roamers. Nonetheless, we'll see how it pans out.
Could be that, definitely. I do see your point. But at the same time, you do have potential maybe roamers from below that will be trying to disrupt some sort of push.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, at the very least, the weapons, the C7E and the ITA are now, well, especially the ITA now, are forced to be reckoned with after the shotgun buff.
Yeah, they're both really good guns.
Yeah, that will be at the very least really good guns.
One thing that is quite useful as a Jackal is you walk into a room, you chuck your sensor on, you look and you see no footprints and you say, alright, no one's been here. And just that piece of information is really useful. It gives you something that a drone doesn't give you. A drone tells you what's there or not there right now, but Jackal tells you what's been there for the last, what is it, 3 minutes or 2 minutes. Actually, I'm not quite sure exactly the period, like maybe 100 seconds or something like that, which is a valuable piece of information.
Oh yeah, it's definitely valuable indeed. And what is interesting is that I don't see a whole lot of people sitting around the south hallway, like I mean the south side of it, primarily just contesting near the entrance to the VIP lounge.
Ooh, wow, Shinbagel's actually sitting all the way down below here, but he's gonna get peeked there by God Legion. God Legion only hits 1 bullet, but Shinbagel pings it out, so it calls exactly where it is. He's just looking through that pixel peek, waiting for the head to appear. Oh, Jack Daddy's sitting inside of the theater site. About to get droned out, though.
Now, I would like to point out that Shinbagel continues his silencer game, being strong on Jaeger with the silencer. Ooh.
Yeah, he has been playing that silencer. Whether or not it's been working for him has varied round to round. Shinbagel's been fairly inconsistent on the whole in this entire matchup. Wow, Fletch. Oh, Fletch! How is that not a headshot? How is that not about 5 headshots? Fletch doing incredibly close work there. Doesn't manage to find play though, but gets taken down as Fast actually does a bit of a wide peek, and it looks like we're going to be seeing a south push coming out completely. But Jack Daddy from the prone shot from behind the bomb does manage to take down Vast. It's now a 3 versus 4. Ooh, Jack Daddy taking a lot of shots there.
Oh no, if only just by a millimeter lower the sights, he would have been able to get the kill. Godlegion actually secures the kill on Warden as well.
Oh, he's going to get the last one as well.
And he's going to secure... Oh wait, never mind, that would be Brutes finishing off.
Some really great
and stealing
stuff.
the kill.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Brutes, you didn't deserve that one. Jokes. I'm just joking. God Legion, I'm sure, really wanted that one. Incredibly good work from both teams. Anixian really managed to flush out the players. I think... I mean, I don't want to blame individual players, but Fletch playing that that position in between the hallways on that corner, he got more aggressive than he needed to. And when he got taken down, it meant Anixian could just push. And you know, he was trying to drop shot around the corners and peek in these things, but it wasn't. I don't think it was. I don't think it was the right decision.
It felt to me more that Fletch just didn't play the right operator for it. Oh, yeah. If you played, let's say, a 3-speed operator rather than Echo, who has a way, call it, thicker hitbox, I'd say he would have been able to pull off something way better. Let's say if he would have played Jaeger or Ella, that would have been a completely different scenario, I'd say.
Maybe. On the other hand, he did get an ACOG, which meant it's much easier to watch those narrow angles. Just going to take a moment to appreciate the fact that we've just been taken to a very... atypical bomb site. Kitchen and delivery, I believe this room right here is called, is not one of the typical bomb sites that we see being taken. Of course, it's usually service entrance is I believe what it's called. Usually it's hookah and penthouse. Penthouse being the favored, hookah being the secondary. But I like these placement of mirrors are looking to get very aggressive. Oh wow, Curse gets taken down early. Jack Daddy with a really nice shot there. Jack Daddy has been ripping it up on the Thatcher today.
Yeah, Jack Daddy has been pulling off something really incredible, but for an Axian losing an Ella this early into the round, that could mean big, and big as in really bad big, because one of the Romas down, the Grismop mines, nobody would be able to refrag on those Grismop mines in case they will go up, so they will be working more of a proximity sensor. Meanwhile, Brute's getting a nice C4. Where was that from? Was it from?
I'm genuinely.
Not from below.
I'm genuinely curious. Broods, you are cheeky. Wherever that was. There you go. It was a pre-placed C4. That was incredibly lucky. Pre-placed C4 in the bedroom killed him while he was in VIP. That was very lucky.
Nicely played indeed. Now, what could happen here? With Shinbagel, Fletch, Jackdad, and Wildman left alive, Warden, one of the breaches down.
We've actually got Vast.
Could be
Vast coming around from the flank here.
Ooh, this could be big actually. If Vast will be able to connect the shots at the right moment.
Jack Daddy managed to get that flick. I don't quite know how he managed that one. Shinbagel picks up God Legion. Now they're going to be thermiting open that wall there. Cynics is in a very precarious position now, but if they don't know where he is, he could do some damage here. But I think Shinbagel's actually droning him out right now. There you go. And then Cynics is now incredibly... there you go. Cynics gets taken down, but Bruce picks up another kill. Wildman finishes him off too. Fantastic round for Corvidae. I'm really impressed. Anixians brought them to an unfamiliar bomb site, and Corvidae did incredibly well.
Yep. And just like that, 3 Anixian showing up. And Corvidae responding like very quickly. A pick of Cavero on Shin, that is unusual to say at the very least. but Fletch, I feel that Fletch will have to be like playing really passively if he wants to keep on playing on Echo. But no, he will be switching to Ella. Never mind, make it a mirror. And Hookah Lounge Billiards, so that's the meta pick that we'll be seeing. I'm curious how this could work.
Yeah, like, not often we see someone pick a Caviera, but if it was going to be anyone, Shinbagel is the right one, is he? I can't believe this. He's been playing suppressors on every single operator we've seen him play, and then he goes to a Caviera and doesn't bring a suppressor on the M12. What is this? What are you doing to my head?
He betrayed the trust.
We got some more bow pair operators coming out with Vast bringing Capitao.
Yep, and maybe this could be once again that rush that we saw on Chalet.
Oh, maybe.
What do you reckon?
I don't know. I don't think it'll work out for them if they do. That's all I'm going to say. Castle barricades. There's no barbed wire actually on this doorway, which
Yes, so that could be an easy run-in for the attackers if they will be able to rush in quickly enough.
Wouldn't put it past the Nixian to try out that sort of thing.
Everything could work. Nonetheless, actually a bit of barbed wire emphasis on the downstairs near the kitchen and the sunrise.
Yeah, I think it's because a lot of the times people try and attempt to counter that blue stairs hold by pushing from below rather than from hookah. And yeah, it seems to be that's where that barbed wire is to help prevent. That is a really interesting claymore. I like it. I like it. Oh, I don't know why you.
So the moment somebody.
I don't know why you wouldn't just put it on the ground, but anyway.
No, it's to prevent the moment that somebody would try to peek that it would explode right in his face.
Yeah, but you could put it on the ground as well, just below the window, because he's got to jump out the window.
No. No, but you would have, like, let's say a person just peeking out of the VIP, not just running out, just peeking out. Right. And the moment the window will be popped open, kablam.
Look, I'm missing frags because I'm getting distracted by this.
Yeah, nonetheless.
Cynics managed to find Jack Daddy. Jack Daddy gets punished by the weapon he's been doing oh so well with this whole time.
The L85, one of the stronger save weapons for Thatcher. Nonetheless, I'm actually curious how Shinbagel will be playing this out on Cav, because if he will be able to get even at the very least a single interrogation,
it'll be
it could be big. Yeah.
Meanwhile, is right around this corner.
Yeah, and Wildman already actually downed as well on the stairs.
Now a 3 versus 4. Warden has been. Oh, Cynics tried to get the plant down and missed it. That's gonna distract a lot of time. Warden is now in a position here to prevent this. But Vast still hasn't used his utility. He is going to be popping it out now. Oh, that's going to be the death of Fletch for sure. No, Fletch is on the other side there. Cynics then gets taken down by Warden, but Warden gets injured in turn. That is from Curse Wings. Curse Wings actually falls and gets taken down, finished off by Shinbagel with the pistol. Some nice suppressed shots coming out there. It looks like we are going to have Vast now peeking from below. This pistol is going to act like a shotgun at this range. Oh, fantastic. Is he going to go for the interrogation? He is. And now Bruce is just going to run all the way back to site. 20 seconds. Is he just going to save the AWP? I ideally hope not. You've got to do something, man. Nope.
That shake by the camera, that did look like it.
No, the AWP is not going to be saved. We are going to see him attempting to the best of his ability to push in. You got to plant right now, man. You could plant. No, Fletch. Pre-placed that C4 a very long time ago, I'm sure. That was, oh no, there you go. It was just thrown out. Fantastic stuff. I really like that because, I mean, imagine if it was just a 1 versus 2 and Shinbagel had taken down the who was it? Vast, I think. And then it was, 1 versus 2. Broods would have been sitting around going, okay, how am I going to attack this? I still got 30 seconds, 1 versus 2. But no, the interrogation meant that for, 10 or 15 seconds, Broods had to go all the way back to spawn and then come all the way back. And, I mean, it's so situational, but it works out. And it won them that round. I mean, they could have won anyway, but it secured the win 100%.
Definitely. I would fully agree with you on that. And it did feel to me that if that C4 was pre-placed, why didn't he shoot it down?
I think it was maybe chucked out once they realized that, you know, once the interrogation went off and they knew where he was. Chuck out the C4 there. It wasn't even under the floor. It was just sitting there on the top. And I think that when you've been interrogated and you come in with 5 seconds to go, the last thing you're looking for is a C4.
True. Either way, 1 to 2, and so far Naxian kind of looking. I don't know. I'm kind of confused on whether it is or it is not their kind of confident map.
I think it'll take a little while for us to see this for sure. What I can say for sure is that I do really like Corviday's little adaptations. I'm assuming that things like Shinbagel playing the Caveira are not set strats that they've played before. It's just this little thing. Hey, you know, I'm pretty good at Caveira. Why don't I bring that? Cursewings is going to be... It was setting up for a hard hookah hold, but he's going to be hiding inside a Sunrise now. I'm not sure whether he's going to get droned out, though.
And if he will be able to play it smart and get him droned out, then this could be a good spot for him to emphasize on either peeking out or starting his flank from there. Just, I think, missed. I believe that was Wildman, maybe? Who was just across to the other side of the building.
Yeah, Cursewings isn't quite sure what he wants to do yet, but I believe this is Fletch running around the outside. Might actually be about to find him. They haven't droned out Sunrise, and as long as they remember that they haven't droned out Sunrise and they don't expose themselves to it, I think that they'll be safe. And it looks like they're going to be completely ignoring Sunrise Bar.
That could actually play really well for Anixian if Ghost will be able to emphasize on that, knowing that he wasn't droned. Ooh, there's the flank. There's the flank. Can he go for it?
Twitch is sitting there on the drone. If Twitch was off her drone right now, she could take this down. Thermite's just been seen, but Wildman is going to be peeking that and takes down Curse really low, and Jack Daddy does the final peek. Incredibly good job coming out from Corviday here. They're about to be 3-1 up if they win this round. Oh, nice shot from Jack Daddy. A little bit of potato from God Legion. Jack Daddy punishes him for that. It's all up to Broods now in a 1 versus 5. Plant going down. He finds one in Jack Daddy. He's got 4 more to find. Plant goes down.
That turned to pretty much a loss really quickly. Poor Broods just did not have a single chance. I'm sorry.
Broods, that was absolutely terrible. Not terrible play, but I mean, he could not have been in a worse situation right then. I mean, a 1 versus 5 gets 1 kill, yeah, for sure. But then he gets stunned once, and then he gets stunned twice, and then for good measure they stun him once again. He was just completely blind, and he got cleaned up very nicely. Really good play there.
That was what happened. Like pretty much the nightmare for him. Get absolutely stunned, blind, cannot see, cannot hear, and then just destroyed.
Yeah, really nice coordination. I was very impressed by what Wildman managed to do on that Thermite. Just the read, turning around, even though there was no drone on it, I presume. Managing to let up the Curse Wings on the Ella flanking down all the way to about 2 HP, and then the call over to Jack Daddy, who then peeked and quickly finished him off. That was incredibly good job. Corviday showing themselves to be very strong on the coastline.
Definitely, and what did seem to me is that if Curse did check the back, he would have gotten Twitch. That would have been a completely different scenario, a different round, even. Because there would be nobody to refrag, even if he did try to go for that offensive peek at Wildman once again.
Yeah. We are going to be seeing, looks like pretty much the exact same hold we saw from Corviday last time. Now, last time, they actually lost this. Fletch got really trapped here and kept trying to peek aggressively. He was drop-shotting and stuff. When you drop-shot, your legs get exposed. I mean, in the end, I think Vast took him down. But, wow, we're actually seeing some really aggressive push in all the way to Hookah already. God Legion pushing straight on in, droning out Pool.
Definitely, and if they would be able to emphasize on that. Ooh, Vast, nicely done on Warden already. That's Valk gone. And still 4 more to go. All 4 of them are really, really dangerous. That's a really nice angle to hold as well, but not enough to score some more kills unless defenders are going to start being kill hungry. So, how do you feel this could go? With now Valk gone, still able to watch over the cams. Reckon this could still go either way, even with the one-man advantage.
Look, what we saw last time on this really made me think, like, it was really decisive in favor of Onyxian. Corvidae lost this defense quite decisively, and I don't know whether they're going to be able to hold it up any better this time. Look, now Wildman has been exposed. They're opening up the hatch above him. He's going to be finding God Legion. God Legion takes off his head. He didn't even use his C4 as utility. Wasted a minute 30 on the clock. Fletcher's going to be trying to scout some information using his Echo drone. As we can see, it does appear to be a VIP push. There, Fletch loses his drone and gets pre-fired through the wall. Only takes about 30 damage, but now is going to be facing the window, which Cursewings is just going to be sitting out and holding.
Yep, and that is a very deadly angle from Cursewings. I'm actually surprised how Cursewings have been performing on Coastline, actually getting more kills than the rest of this. Ooh, Shin, you nasty person. Sorry, nearly had that come out, but already have the Hibana holes open. Those could be quite deadly. Ooh, nicely played by Jack Daddy with the headshot on fast.
Then God Legion finds one for himself. That is Fletch down. Jack Daddy gets taken down. It's all up to Shin Bagel behind the bookcase. They don't know exactly where he is yet. As we can see, Broods is holding the angle in the other direction. Is God Legion going to find him though? Yep, God Legion finds him. This is going to be some nice pre-fire here from the window, from the Hall of Fame. But he does relocate just slightly.
Yeah, just enough to distract the attacker, so they're going for the old location. They don't know that if he moved or not.
But there you go, God Legion cleans him up.
That's a nice small flick right there. That is very well played and very well coordinated as well. The push at the end was really nicely played out, and I feel that having that extra angle to make sure that Shin doesn't get extra cocky behind those the beds and the wardrobe did play quite a good role.
Yeah, in the end there, Shin Bagel just wasn't in a position to clutch that.
Yeah, definitely. Right. Let's have a look now. Upstairs defense with Vast on Pulse and Brutes on Mira, Cursed on Ella. If Cursed can once again emphasize on a good flank, he can pull it off. If not, then this could be bad. Because without the proper roaming for Onyxian, their chances get slimmer and slimmer, I'd say.
Yeah, I don't know, like, they did lose this one last time. We'll just have to see how it pans out this time. Actually, no, sorry, they haven't taken this objective, have they yet? I don't think so, no. I don't believe so. They took... Oh, God Legion opening up some holes there. They took, their first, I believe, was Penthouse, and then they went to Kitchen. So they haven't taken this one yet. Which means we haven't seen how Corvidae deal with it. We'll just have to see how that pans out. VIP take coming...
Yep, VIP take will be coming out, yep, from Jack Dad, as he will be going for drone up ahead.
There is one currently in theater. Looks like Wildman's about to peek that. With God Legion sitting there, as soon as Jack Daddy... Oh, wow, Legion gets the peek onto Wildman. Nicely
done by Legion as... that is... Yeah, Buck has not been getting any love whatsoever recently, as he just keeps on getting taken down, but even, like, no matter who is playing.
Shin Bagel had that kill in the bag, but now it's going to get picked up by God Legion after an injure coming out from, not sure who that was, playing over here. Perhaps that was, I don't know, was it Broods even?
Could have been Broods, but either way, that vault was the bane of poor Shin Bagel. And one of the aggressors down 3v5, that man advantage is what Onyxian always likes to emphasize and what always needs. Because in a 1v1 situation, I'd still call Corvidae having the advantage.
I agree. Yeah. And Shinbagel and Wildman, two of the playmakers for Warden. Please, Warden. Two of the playmakers for Corvidae off the board. We'll just have to see how this, how they deal with this.
Yeah.
Ooh,
but nonetheless, oof. Yeah. Ledge will be popping open that wall, which could open up quite some possibilities. There's another set of charges of X-Kairos. Warden seems to be slightly lost.
He'll figure out his way around the map, I'm sure. Cursewings, here's up ahead. Oh no, Warden's gonna go on the drone right there. Cursewings has to get past his Claymore, but if he can, then he's gonna be able to punish these two players who are just sitting there on their drones. They're not gonna hear this at all. In fact, he could run around it. He could walk around this Claymore. Absolutely. Finds one. Can he find the second? Doesn't manage to, but then gets traded out. Really nice trade from Fletch. That was excellent.
Yeah.
The smoke
and now all that. Yeah, all that Onyxian need to do is just hold off. Those gas grenades will be doing their wonders, and the last one will be used up by Cynics. Whoa, the C4.
Vast gets the C4. It's now all up to Fletch. Fletch gives away his position, takes out Cynics. He does not have the Diffuser. Diffuser's all the way in Aquarium, and there's just no way he can even make it. That was a good round from Nixian. Almost play by Corvidae. I mean, there was a 1v2 there at the end, but there was just no time for Fletch to get back onto site. Now we're at 3-3.
3-3, just like that, yeah. Then I will have to withdraw my statement before that Onyxian doesn't seem to be quite prepped. For their level, it is an amazing way to play, an amazing way to just show the amount of potential that they have.
Absolutely.
And God Legion sitting on a really nice score with 7-4. Cursed Wings with 3 kills, Rhodes on 5, Vast with 3, and Cynics with 2. Meanwhile, Corvidae, we will be seeing Jack Daddy on 7 kills, Shinbagel on 5, Wildman on 3, Fletch on 4, and Warden on 2 kills. So a fairly even spread, I'd say.
Yeah, it's overall pretty similar between the both teams. It's interesting. I find that both of these teams kind of, actually more so in Nixian, it's not really about the anchor game. There's not a lot of, I mean, I'm not trying to have a dig, but there's not as much strength in the anchor game as there is in the roamer game. When Nixian are doing well, it's because they're getting early picks. They're getting their cheeky roamers like God Legion last round. This is what I think is making the difference for a Nixian. And yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see whether that continues. A very similar mirror kind of setup here for Corvidae as we did see from a Nixian.
Yeah, and it does feel to me like it's one of those kind of pub strats with the mirror setup. Like you have one within that kind of closed angle in the hookah, one just outside overlooking the entrance to hookah.
Ooh.
Nicely done by Rhodes from up top even. Nice.
And he opens up the mirror as well. You've got to punish people when they get a little bit too aggressive, and Jack Daddy sitting in a spot you could shoot from the roof, that's a big deal. You can't do that. And you can't put your mirror far left, you have to put it far right, I believe.
Definitely. Now with Bandit gone, one of the aggressors dead, and Shinbagel on dock. That's a new thing.
Last time we saw Corvidae get a very decisive win on this one, with Shinbagel playing that Caviera. Shinbagel now on the dock, so they're trying something quite different. Once again, a Nixian love this Capitao. Playing on the window currently. Doesn't actually manage to find Fletch though.
Yeah, but with the Capitao's utility, he could be very useful for just even this year.
He's gonna go for
pushing potential. Yeah, there's the smoke in, and Thatcher will be going for the run in. Cynics, now the only job for Cynics is to try to avoid those C4s.
Yeah, Fletch still has that C4. He's got a C4 now. This is his opportunity. He can hear the plank going out. It was a fake, but this is gonna catch. How did that not catch Cynics? Cynics is very lucky to be alive right now. Oh, and the plank goes down. Cynics gets taken down, but Warden gets taken down in response, and Fletch gets injured. Shinbagel's going to try and revive Fletch using the stims. And now it's a 3 versus 2. Oh, but they weren't watching the long angle outside, and Vast picks up another one onto Shinbagel. It's now up to Wild and Fletch. Wild managed to take down Vast. It's now all up to Curse. And the defuse is being hit. But, oh, he manages to get it in time. Excellent work from Fletch and Wildman. Wildman, he knew that he didn't have to stay alive. He just had to delay time and body block. And it was really well played.
Yeah, very nicely done by Wildman. Those even those smalls like body blocks and everything do the wonders. But that was also a very risky play, as that could have just, if the shots connected the right way, that would have been pretty much a double kill and win for NACN. Nonetheless, a match point. So for Corvidae, just one more win to be able to move up in the losers bracket, or one more win for NACN to keep it in overtime. What do you feel could be the outcome for this round?
Look, we haven't actually seen anything changed up yet. Every time we've seen an objective be won or lost, I believe it's been won or lost with the same outcome in the following time it's been selected. Like, for example, then even though Corvidae did decide to defend that differently without using Shinbagel on the Caveira, they were still successful. And that dock, I might add, that dock on Shinbagel was incredibly useful. I heard him healing and reviving several teammates, so dock's not to be underestimated. But as for the overall outcome of this match, look, Corvidae are on match point. It's their time to shine. I really do think that currently Anixian are on the run. They're a little bit uncomfortable, and the stakes are getting to them. And I think that might mean that Corvidae can take this round.
Do you think it's more of a pressure that is coming up to them? That's a fair point as well. I'm kind of surprised seeing Vast come out with a dog. It's throughout this whole matchup, it's pretty uncharacteristic for him. But yeah, I'm open for suggestions. Let's call it at that.
Yeah, what I'm seeing here from Vast is just a desire to hard hold VIP as long as possible, and that's going to be completely denied just from Fletch opening up those Hibana holes and then Warden holding this angle. Look at this incredible teamwork. They're just calling for the utility when they need it, and then it's getting there. Oh, Warden managed to take down Vast, and that is the cornerstone of the VIP defense being eliminated. It's now going to be up to the Roamers. Can they deal the damage that they need to? God Legion and Cursed, it's going to be up to them. And Cynic's playing on this this corner position right here.
If Cynics will be able to time it just right and not be pushed quick enough, he could actually make some work as well. Shinbagel very low on health. Ooh, that's a whole lot of rotation holes, and it doesn't look good, to be honest. It doesn't look good for Anixian, and Shinbagel will be. That's Cursed gone. Unfortunately, Castle down 3v5. And all up to God Legion, Broods, and Cynics.
Cynics is just going to try and get as far back as possible. The plant's going down right now. That wall there, right on the hard right. Oh, Warden takes down Cynics. Wildman takes down God Legion. It's now Broods versus the world, 1 versus 5. To save this, this is match point, serious point. He finds 1. He's got 4 more to find. This could be it for Corvidae. It's all up to Broods.
Yeah, and now with him picking the double window, there we go. That is a GG. Shinbagel finds the head of Broods at the end, and Corvidae will be moving up the bracket. That still was an amazing game. It's amazing. It's amazing for a team of scale, teams with a scale of like Anixian get that far away and actually contest with Corvidae with a pretty much back-to-back games and pushing them to map 3. That is pretty impressive. So at the very least, we do need to give props to them with this kind of pulling off this kind of feat. And yeah, massive props to them, and congratulations to Corvidae to moving up, as they will be now versing, I believe, Atletico.
Yeah, really big win for Corvidae, but not to be understated, the effort that Anixian has been to. They did incredibly well. Honestly, you can't understate that right then. Really well played. fantastic. GG
Yeah.
to Corvidae, GG to Onyxian. Great stuff.
Both teams are very, very well played.
Now, coming up, we're going to be having the rest of the bracket. What have we got coming up next, Cthulhu?
We do have now coming up Corvidae versing Atletico, but I've just got the word from the higher up that this match of Onyxian versus Corvidae will be the last one for today. But up next will be tomorrow the finals for the loser bracket, where Corvidae will be versing Atletico, one of the top teams within the ANZ region, and the winner of that will be versing Mindfreak in the grand finals and be deciding who will be going to the APAC clan in the middle of January 2018.
It's so exciting right now. We've got so much coming up. We've got the final of just the ending of the loser bracket, and then it's going to be the big grand final all happening tomorrow, like you said, for a place at the APAC LAN, where we're going to be seeing the top team from Asia, the top team from Southeast Asia, the top team from Japan, the top team from Korea, and the top team that we are going to be deciding tomorrow for ANZ, and they're going to be duking it out for the final APAC spot at the Invitational in February 2018.
That's right. And somehow throughout this whole day, the matches have been amazing. Like the whole matchup between Corvidae and Onyxian was just a spectacular watch.
Yeah, really, really strong effort. I mean, we went. I don't think we ever actually made it to overtime, but every map it felt like we were going to overtime. It was 3-5, 3-5, 3-5 every time.
Yeah, definitely.
I feel like it was always that 7th round that was the decider. It's like who gets it to 4-3, who gets it to match point first, and it's a fantastic effort to both teams. Corvidae, the former ANZ seed 1 from the Pro League, and Corvidae has been a big name in Rainbow Six in ANZ for a very long time. Onyxian, a very new name, forming out from several iterations of previous teams and getting into its current lineup, have been doing very well.
Yeah, definitely. I'll be really excited to see them in the next seasons coming up a year.
But for now, that is all from us today in the R6 ANZ Extreme community. Thank you very much to everyone for watching this fantastic matchup. Be sure to tune in tomorrow. We're going to be in the exact same place, doing some just some fantastic matches we've got scheduled. I'm really excited.
Definitely.
All right. Thank you, everyone. See you next time.
See you again.
This has been Dev Mata and Cthulhu. See you guys.
Catch you later.